him.
Cuts in, still with the puck. Nice pass to Zubal. Zubal feeds Link. Link scores! The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions. And this one will last a lifetime.
You're listening to the Two Guys, One Cup podcast with your hosts, Sean and Rock.
Well, good evening, everybody. Sean and Rock, Two Guys, One Cup. Here with you guys, 8 games into the season now. We actually have a season that's going. We have things to talk about. We have people jumping off bridges, dogs and cats living together, pandemonium. Rock, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, pal? How are you?
Good.
It is always fun to talk to you here and vent and with our listeners, and it's been an interesting start to the season, to say the least.
That is one way to put it. Jonathan Riggs, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, buddy?
Everything is over. The New York Rangers have scored at home. There it is.
It's
Now
good.
die in peace.
I feel happy that the Pittsburgh Pirates have made in the record books.
Yep.
I mean, they should have something to cheer about, right? I mean, you know,
they have their mention. They were trending. They were trending in 2025. Those Pittsburgh Pirates don't know what trending is.
Unbelievable. So, yeah, it was a good start. Unfortunately, the rest of the period didn't go as planned. But, you know what? I also think, you know, just to kind of jump into this, you know, head first here.
Sure.
They played a lot of games in a row, to be fair. And you know me, I'm always glass half full, glass half empty. Excuse me.
Okay.
And yeah, and they did play every other night for the last week. I mean, it was bound to catch up to them at some point. And they got steamrolled in the first period, and in part of the second period against Minnesota. They kind of found their footing. Minnesota had lost 3 straight. You knew they were coming in guns a-blazing. And it was an unfortunate situation. And again, they're getting these prime opportunities, but it's not enough. You know, that one opportunity by Zibanejad shouldn't be the make or break of the game. It shouldn't be. I mean, these goalies are having, all right, Charlie Lindgren made some really tough saves. But other than that, I mean, the Shilov's game 1 was the first shutout was, you know, I don't want to sit here and say that he played poorly, but he wasn't tested. I didn't think Stolarz was tested that
Skinner
much. Skinner was tested, but again, not much side to side. A lot of shots, you know, that he could see. Again, it's semantics, but unfortunately, we are where we are. 3-4-1.
He's taken the East-West out of the game, so don't expect. And I forget who I was talking to about this earlier on Twitter. But they were talking about, oh well, you know, who in the bottom 6 is going to put up 40 points this year? I'm like, nobody. That's not the style of play that this team is looking to do. We're not Edmonton. We're not trying to win 6-5 games.
Well,
that's
the one thing I will
clearly
say
not
is
the message.
When Connor Sheary, I mean, they need to figure out if Will Cooley can handle playing in the top 6. And
They are.
I'm not
figuring it out now.
I don't think, based off what I've seen so far, he has not been good to start this season. Lafrenière has not been good to start this season. And
now, is that just eye test, or is that fact that they're not scoring?
Strictly, he has 1 goal, 1 assist. And again, the only goal he has is against Buffalo. And again, the team isn't scoring. So I mean, it's kind of hard,
right,
to start checking out points when really nobody's scoring.
Right.
They exploded for 4 goals against Montreal, which again, they're getting goals from weird places too. Maybe Matthew Robertson has a goal, Rempe has a goal, Susie has a goal. So again, they're getting goals from, when they are scoring, they're getting goals from strange places.
Right.
But again, you came into this season And these guys have been handed the keys to the top 6 and have not ran with it. I mean, they've been terrible. I mean, Sean, watch the first period against what they've been terrible. Watch the first season against Minnesota.
It was a
Cooley twice couldn't clear the puck, which then caused this massive, Keystone Cops episode in the defensive zone, and you can't do that.
But Rock,
it hasn't been. Neither of them have been good. They've been unnoticeable.
Let's be honest about things. And this is all obviously hypotheticals and everything like that. But if we just look at the way that this team has played on the ice and forget the record, which I hate to do because all that matters is the record.
Right.
So let me establish that off the top. But if we're looking for, as they say, and as I continue to say, process over results a little bit this early in the season, because it is such a small sample size, they were bound for this type of a letdown coming off their first road trip, like you said, playing every other night.
Right.
So they should have been afforded this type of effort and still only lost a 1-goal game plus the empty netter at home.
Right.
Had they found that goal against Edmonton, had they found that goal against Washington and pulled out 2 of those wins, all of a sudden your record looks a lot different. And this game against Minnesota, which was bound to happen, I mean, they've been outplaying their opponents every single night, having nothing to show for it, but they had been playing them. So finally, they got outplayed by somebody. It was bound to happen. You're not going to outplay your opponent 82 games of the year.
No.
It's tougher to swallow because they have nothing. They didn't have any points in the bank to back up what happened on.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point. It's just frustrating. I mean, I don't know I don't really have very high expectations. Like I said, I don't like the makeup of the team. There's a lot. I think they're very flawed. And I know you're going to say, well, a lot of teams are flawed, but they're flawed in the sense where, and I've said this 1,000 times, and I'm going to keep on saying it until they get that guy. They don't have a legit superstar. I know you want to say Panarin's a superstar. But he's not at the level that they need to win a championship. Panarin's a nice player, and he'll probably win a championship when he goes someplace else, and he's not the guy. He cannot be the guy on this team. He's not big enough. He just can't be. He's just not capable. Without a supporting cast, he is not. He's Mike Gardner. He's Marcel Dion. He's a guy that puts up points, but then in a playoff series, and listen, he's had overtime goals, so I don't want to take that away from him. But to me, and I love Panarin, and this is not a knock on him as a player. I'm looking at winning a championship. Marian Gaborik, when he was here, and Panarin's better than Gaborik, so let me just preface that. Gaborik was asked to be the man.
Right.
He couldn't be. And he was shut down in the playoffs. We saw Gaborik score a goal against Ottawa and then not score again until I think the overtime winner against Washington. Or if even that was the same playoffs. And then he vanished the rest of the playoffs. You need a guy that's just, I hate to stop bringing this up. You need a Messier. You need a Steve Yzerman. You need that type of guy, that type of player to lift that lifts his game up in the biggest moments. And I don't know if the Rangers have that guy on this team that's not in goal. And the problem is that we've seen this time and time again. You do not need elite goaltending to win a cup. You don't. And the Rangers, again, have a great goaltender, world class. He may win the Vezina again this year. They do not. No, JT Miller's a nice complimentary. I'm going to get to JT Miller. JT Miller's a nice player, but again, he's a nice player you add to an already good team. I just think they have a lot of good players, but they don't have a legit superstar. They don't have a Crosby. They don't have a McDavid. They don't have an Eichel. They don't have a Draisaitl. They don't have I'm blank. They don't have a McKinnon. Forget about St. Louis. St. Louis is an absolute one-off. So I know people are going to bring up St. Louis. That's an anomaly. That's once in a lifetime.
Oh, but that's what
they don't have a Kopitar. They don't have that superstar high. They don't have a Bergeron. They don't have that guy that when the chips are on the table, you're getting everything out of that guy, and he's going to come up big.
And that's
Don't
why
have
this
him.
and that's why this team needs to play 2-1, 3-2 hockey, because they don't have that guy. They have a lot of good players, a lot of very, very high players. I still consider Panarin, especially regular season, to be on that level of everyone you're talking about.
Mhm.
Is he Kucherov? No, he's the next. He's like that next click
He's the
down.
next tier. He's the tier between Kucherov and Gabrick.
So Gabrick to me was
Gabrick scored 87 points, Sean. He scored 80 points
once,
and he scored 40 goals
once.
twice.
This guy's averaged 100. This guy's literally averaged
No, I
100,
know that.
100 points a year for the Rangers.
I know that, and maybe that's not fair.
But
We've seen guys.
Gabrick's not the guy to use.
We've seen guys who have put up big numbers in the regular season, and when the playoffs come, I mean, look at Mogilny. Mogilny was a fantastic goal scorer. Where did he win a cup? As a complimentary player for the Devils. I'm just saying, like, these guys, he's that type of guy.
No one you're mentioning averages 100 points a season, 100 points per 82 games played. Not one guy you're mentioning does that.
Panarin's only scored 100 points once.
He's had 2 shortened seasons that aren't because of him.
You're right.
So
you're right.
That's what I'm saying. If you take the amount of points he scored divided by 82 games, it's 100 points.
Again, you can put up big numbers in the regular season, but all I care about is what do you do in the playoffs? And maybe he needs a better supporting cast. And I think that's the issue. And maybe JT Miller is the guy. And I think JT Miller's hurt, which again, what are we doing?
He's looking a little bit better every single game.
He is looking better. He is. Maybe these 2 days, maybe these 2 days this team had off right now
will help.
Maybe that'll help them. And I said that. I said maybe this team just needs a break because they've been playing every other night.
Right.
And they're playing these tight games. You know, they had no laughers other than the Pittsburgh game. Every game has been a 1-goal game, empty net situation. Again, we're going to see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but this is why I continue to come back to the fact team defense has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Igor's been great. I'm not. People think I'm trying to take anything away from Igor. I'm not. Right. I'm just saying that in more games than not this year, it's for the last 4 years or last 3 years, even when we've had success, Igor's having to face 35, 40 shots a night.
Right.
Countless odd man rushes. He has not had to face that. His numbers are amazing because he hasn't had to face that. So instead of him being, putting up a 920 goals save percentage, he's got like a 960, which is insanity.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because all you're asking him to do is
stop the puck. And if they play this way in front of him, see the problem with Igor though, Sean, and I think you would agree with this, is he's better when he faces more shots. Like he's better when he's facing 40 shots a night.
Has he given up a bad goal?
No. I mean, I thought the Braden goal. I mean, that deflected with Lafreniere's stick.
It's hard to blame him.
I mean, it's hard to blame him for that one. But I think if that maybe be the only one. I mean, you blame him on the Trent Frederick breakaway. I mean, you'd be harder on him on that. I mean, I'm trying to think. We could probably name all the goals because there haven't been that many.
There haven't been that many. But
no,
that's my point. Is I get what you're saying that he likes volume, but the lack of volume hasn't really affected him.
No, it hasn't.
It's not like he's given up that sleepy goal because he didn't take a shot for 5 minutes.
He's been sharp. They've been the goals that have been scored on him have been kind of like, obviously the breakaway and then a couple of broken plays and like the deflection off the stick and then the one around the net.
Right.
I mean, he's only given up. That was the first game he gave up more than 1 goal.
Right.
Was against Minnesota the other night. So I mean, he's doing his job. Again, I look at this lineup and I'm like, and everybody's looking for something. I mean, there was a I think what did he say? I think there was a statistic that everyone's looking for centers. So sure, here are the centers you want. Alexander Wemberg, Kevin Hayes, and they were rattling off centers that are available because everybody's looking for a center.
We're not.
Like, no, I'm not saying
we're the one.
We really are. I mean, to be fair,
no, they're going to keep Miller, Zibanejad, and Trocheck down the middle. Write it down. When Trocheck comes back, he's going to play the 3-6.
They should, and to be fair, that's where that would make them very deep. It also thins them out on the wing, and that means that Connor Sheary is
Sheary's
playing,
played well. I mean,
but he's
listen,
not
it's small
getting any
sample size.
scoring opportunities, though.
He's drawn
He's been
5
great
penalties.
defensively.
He's drawn 5. That's 5
I
power
understand
plays
that. You're
because
right.
of him.
You're right. You're right, Sean. You're
So
right.
that does matter,
It does matter, but points matter too.
which I get.
Again, it goes back to saying thank you for dinner.
Yeah.
Again, you got to put up some points at some time, at some point.
But in his role that he's being asked to play right now,
He's
he
a third
has
line.
been.
He should be on the third line.
I'm not
Should be on the third
I'm not
line.
disagreeing with you.
They have a lot of guys that are playing.
But we may
where
see
they
at some
shouldn't be
point
right now.
We may see at some point later on this year where Perreault comes up and takes that spot in the top 6, and you
Perreault
keep
so
Trocheck.
far, and Hartford in general have not been good. So I don't
Scored
know.
the other night, I saw.
Yeah, he did score the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he will.
And again, that's the easier trade to make is to get that middle 6.
The wing spot is, and that's smart though, because centers don't grow on trees. Mika's terrible in the faceoff circle. I mean, he can't win a face. Listen, I'm going to say this, and you're going to probably fall off your chair. For faceoff wise, they miss Trocheck, especially on the power play, because I can't tell you how many faceoffs have they lost where they lose the faceoff and the puck's down the end, and they're not setting up. I mean, that's the one thing I could say about that guy.
Mika's at 51% this year.
Exactly. Zibanejad?
Yeah.
Again, but can you break it down to offensive zone and defensive zone faceoffs? I don't care if you want a neutral zone faceoff. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. No, but that's the point that drives me crazy.
I feel like we've been establishing most of our offensive zone faceoffs.
Maybe it's just I was at the game. I've been at 2 games, and I was at the Edmonton game, so that was the first game that Trocheck didn't play, and I could have sworn that he lost every offensive zone faceoff that he took. But again, maybe I'm just fixated on it. I'm sour, and again, I've decided that I'm not going to criticize him any longer, but I'm also not going to praise him. I'm just going to just let it go, and just let things lie the way they are. And he's been one of their better players, but still got to put points up. And we'll see where it goes from there.
No one's going to argue with you on that.
What did Nick say? I think for better or worse, they are playing a playoff brand hockey. I have looked at these games and asked myself if I would be happy with the effort and the system the players. And you're right. And Nick, you're absolutely right, because we talked about this. I would rather this record and the way they're playing right now than 11-4-1 the way they started last year.
Agreed.
Where they were getting steamrolled and quick, and Shesterkin had to bail them out every single night.
Right.
I mean, those games, like I said, and again, I'm sorry to keep repeating myself, you felt dirty after those games. You needed a shower because you really felt like you stole those games. You had no business winning them.
Right. Just to give you some context on what you were saying. So, like I said, Zibanejad is 51% for the season.
Okay.
He was 36% in that Edmonton game. So your eyes didn't deceive you. He got crushed in the faceoff circle that game, which means he's been
at like some good centers there.
Which means he's been at like 60% the rest of the season.
Fine.
Outside of that game.
Again, Jay, to me, if they're going to win, they're going to have to play this style because they don't have the horses to win games by scoring a lot of goals. They're going to have to be very close, very structurally detailed, but they're also going to have to score that key clutch goal.
That power play is going to have to become back to being a top 5 unit.
And I don't know if it will without Kreider, Sean. And again, I don't want to sit here. I'm not going to say anything about Kreider because we all had that we had that conversation last week. We had to do it, so on and so forth. But I don't know if that power play is ever going to be as good without him on the net front presence. I don't. Lafrenière is awful on the power play. Awful. Every time he handles the puck, you are cringing because it's going to get knocked off his stick and go down the other end. He just can't make plays fast enough. And it's funny. I don't know if you saw this on the FAN reel today. Someone called in.
Followed them.
All right. Well, someone called in Sal and BT today about Matthew Schaefer on a 6-game point scoring streak. And it's funny because I thought it myself when I heard that stat. And they're like, how is this now another first overall pick steps in and he's great? The Devils' first overall pick steps in. He's great. Meanwhile, the Rangers draft first overall and second overall, and their guys we're still waiting for them 5 years later. It's remarkable. I've said this 1,000 times. You and I saw 94. We are going to see our next Stanley Cup from upstairs. That's where you and I are going to see our next cup. Heaven. Or I don't know, maybe I'll be downstairs. But it ain't going to be on this earth because this team sold their soul for 94, and all I can say is they are definitely cursed in some capacity. We are going to live for another. We are 31 years in now to another drought. We're more than halfway back to where we were, and we just can't do anything right.
Dude, I'm a Jet fan. I know what curses are.
Well,
This is the Rangers are not cursed.
Then you know, but that's bad. The Jets have bad ownership, though. That's the Jets' problem. My opinion. I don't know a lot about football, but from what I've heard and what people have told me, that's what I've heard.
Trying to find the Rangers team the team stats here, because I'm curious where we rank on the power play. I feel like the power play this year.
It's really low. I think they scored 2 power play goals against Montreal, and maybe scored 2 against Pittsburgh. Maybe they have 4 or 5 power play goals.
Oh, wow, that's it.
Not a lot. I mean, they haven't scored a lot. So
we have 3 power play goals.
Oh, so it's even less than that.
We only have 16 goals, period. And 3
Coach, the Rangers don't have bad ownership.
No,
they don't
at all.
They spent every dime possible to win. That's. I mean, Dolan. I mean, you want to say he's been maybe by hiring Drury, maybe being loyal to Drury, maybe that's his fault. But I mean, look at the Yankees. They've had the same freaking GM for 3 decades. He hasn't won anything. He's been awful the last 10 years. Still there. But no one criticizes the Yankees for being a bad ownership group, right? I mean, people wear the ring. You're right, but wear the rings for any New York sports team. Wear the Mets rings. Wear the Knicks rings. Wear the Jets or the Jets. Wear the Giants and the Yankees. Without them, you'd be a freaking failure. New York sports.
We've been unlucky with the 2 years that we've had the 1st and 2nd overall picks. It's not like anyone from Lafreniere's draft has been great. I mean, do you consider Tim Stutzla to be great?
Better than Lafrenière.
Granted, but do you...
What about Byfield?
What
Did he have a great year last year?
No,
he didn't.
No.
Okay.
He
took Sider.
We're talking great. We're talking greatness. Zegras got traded already. He's on his 2nd team because he fell out of favor.
Okay, but what are their numbers compared to Lafrenière? Pull up everyone from that draft. Where does Lafrenière rank statistically?
Probably toward the top. I would say 2nd or 3rd in points. It's not nearly as drastic as you would think.
Lafrenière is not a bust in the sense where he's going to play in the NHL for 10 years, but he's not to me he's not a top line guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's not
4th
fast.
in scoring.
He has a great shot, but he has decent hands, but he can't skate, and he has grenade hands with the puck. So I mean, when he's pressured with the puck, if he has to make a move, and maybe he's 1-on-1, he's decent, or he's going in on a 2-on-1 or something like that, he's okay. But I've seen him handle the puck on the boards; he can't handle it.
Lafreniere's 4th in his draft class in scoring.
In how many games?
How many
games in comparison to all the guys that have played? How many games he played?
Stutzla's played 374.
Has he played the 2nd most games or the most games?
The most by 10.
Figured that. Okay.
So we'll use point shares as an example.
Should have traded him 3 years ago. I know.
You love that. I don't understand it. It's just and I'm not saying you're wrong because it's what Vegas does, and they're successful.
But Sean, that's the thing is eventually you gotta give up somebody to get somebody.
So
I don't know who is available. That's not my job. That's not my job to know who's available.
No, I get that.
The point of the matter is, at some point, are you going to make a move of significance instead of
Buffalo have traded Eichel? Why would you rush out to trade a 1st overall pick?
They had no choice with the trade Eichel.
But I'm saying, should they have?
No.
So why would we trade our 1st overall pick 3 years ago?
You're better. It's much better.
What?
Eichel's been much better in his career up to that point.
3 years ago, where you still don't know what you have. He's 21 years old, 21-year-old kid. You don't know what you
don't,
have yet.
Sean, I mean,
You definitely don't know. What you
other
have.
than
You
JT
wanna quit on
Miller,
guys
other than
too quickly.
JT Miller, who have the Rangers traded away that has come back and been an
And I don't know,
absolute superstar?
and I don't know what the reasoning is for that, dude. I honestly don't. Is it
Answer's
development?
no one.
Is it development? Is it?
I don't know. It's a problem because they can develop defensemen and goaltenders. They don't have a problem
Yeah.
with that.
That's true.
I mean, we have this conversation 1,000 times. When Chris Kreider is the best forward you've ever drafted in your history, that is a problem.
So should they have traded Kreider in 2015?
No, Kreider reinvented himself. And maybe Lafrenière will reinvent himself. But I mean, at what
That's my
point? And at
It's,
what
it's,
point?
it's easy to say in hindsight being 2020, what they should have done 3 years ago with a guy. But you drafted him with some conviction that he's going to become your franchise player.
Well, you drafted him because he was the consensus first overall pick. Let's be fair.
I give them a little credit that I think they did some homework. I don't think they were just playing franchise mode and said, "Well, this guy says number one." So
I'm sure. I'm sure. And the
Even
Rangers
though it was a tough scouting year because of COVID, so I don't think you could really dig as deep as you maybe would have liked to.
I don't know what they could have done differently. Should they have sent Kakko to Hartford? I mean, because let's be honest. Brady Shea played in Hartford. Lindgren played in Hartford. McDonough, all the defensemen played in Hartford except for Mark Stahl. Delzato played there for a little while. All the defensemen, other than Mark Stahl, played in Hartford. Mark Stahl is the only defenseman that made the jump from the NHL and Keandre Miller. Those two guys are the only two guys that have made the jump from the NHL without playing any time in Hartford. So maybe they should have let those guys play in Hartford.
Well,
Paul
Lafrenière
Hagelin played in Hartford. He was up by the middle of the season, and he never went back.
Lafrenière wasn't allowed to.
Lafrenière wasn't. But you're
And
right.
he had nothing to accomplish by playing in juniors again. So there was
we see how that's worked for Offman, right?
Yeah.
Going back to juniors.
Right.
I don't know.
But I come back to it again. So here let's put this all in a true perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So the three guys who have scored more points than Lafrenière in that draft class is Tim Stutzla, Lucas Raymond, and Seth Jarvis. Are any of those three guys you're sitting there saying cup? Difference-making franchise player. Good players.
No.
Not one of them's a franchise player.
Well, Seth Jarvis loves playing against us. That's for sure.
And he's solid. He's solid. He might have like a Jake Gensel type career. Like he's a really good, solid player. But he's not a franchise player.
No.
So this draft, unfortunately for us, lacked a franchise player.
But if you look at the draft as a whole,
it's a good
they're
draft.
going to have 5 guys playing in the NHL. Maybe 6 if Garand ever gets his shit together.
Right.
It's from a depth perspective, they did get a lot of depth out of this draft. A lot of guys that are playing in this league or playing in this league or played in this league at some point are on this roster. So it is from that perspective, it's done well. But problem with the Rangers is at some point you got to make a trade that hurts. You got to show a fucking pair of balls when a good player becomes available and say, guess what? Maybe we need to move this guy.
But other than
and pray that we're right.
Other than Jake Gensel, who's the guy that we should have gone for that we didn't over the last 4 years?
I don't know what it would have taken. I don't know what it would have taken to get Matt Tkachuk, but I would have liked to have seen if we could have traded to a Kakko or a Lafrenière plus to get him. I mean, it was worth the conversation.
Went the other way.
They weren't even in the conversation.
But they sent a 115-point guy in Mackenzie Weegar the other way. We didn't have that to give up.
Maybe you would have had to give up bulk instead of the one guy. I don't know because they didn't try.
We don't know that. We don't know if they tried or not. We also don't know.
We never heard. And speaking of not
clearly,
knowing,
Calgary didn't want draft picks. They didn't want rebuilding assets. They wanted, all right, well, if we're going to trade our guy, we want to compete now. Give us Huberdeau and Weegar, 2 veterans. It was a pure hockey trade. It wasn't.
I think who was on that roster at that point that they could have.
They just signed Nazem Kadri.
If there were any young players,
Oh, on
Any
Florida, you
other
mean?
young no, the Rangers, have they had any other player that they could have traded? What was Mika's contract at that point?
He already had a no move clause.
It was already in
Yeah.
at that point? Okay, I don't remember. I gotta go back and look at that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying, like,
I don't
I
think
mean,
we were a match unless we were trading, unless they
I'm just saying if
upped
Mika if
Kreider.
Mika if Mika Mika was still in his 20s at that point, and he could have been a guy you would have traded. But again, you're trading a center for a wing. I mean,
It wasn't a match. Listen, they should have pulled the trigger on trading for Gensel 2 seasons ago. It didn't
he would
happen.
have walked. But then he would have walked. I mean,
So what? We would have had a
you would have
legitimate
went to the
chance at a
cup final, I think. I think there was a very good chance you
and
would
then
have went to the cup final.
and that would have been worth it.
That would have been worth it.
But
I don't know
there's
what they
no other
wanted.
player. There's no other player that's been traded. And I'm talking since this run started. This run to me started in the 21-22 season. There's no player that was like shit. I get that Brian Attard wants to keep harping on Eichel. He was never available. He was never available to us.
He really needs to stop.
Yeah. So JT Miller to me 4 years ago was the one guy that they should have went out and gotten.
Yeah.
And given up the assets.
Yeah.
And I said I would have.
Yeah. I mean, Chychrun was traded. I'm not really sure you would have went that route.
No, I wouldn't have. Not with his injury history.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think who else was available during that time frame that really would have made a difference. I mean, that's why, like, you got it's crazy. I mean, Tkachuk, they get the two big names that were traded in the last 6 years. Both of them have championships. Eichel and Tkachuk. So when that next guy becomes available, which it seems like those guys are available every couple of seasons, and maybe not anymore, because now with the cap going up, these teams can overpay these guys.
There's not going to be a lot of player movements at all.
I don't really know what's going to happen, and that's what scares me. Is they might have lost their window to win, legitimately lost, because I don't. There's to me, the guys that are in the pipeline are nice depth guys. There's no free agents. What are you doing?
Let's see what Perreault is before I jump off that one. I'm not the highest one on him. There are plenty of people who were, have already anointed him.
No, I mean,
I'm not
he's going to
anointing
be good. I think he'll be good, but I don't know. They just don't ever have luck with these guys.
Oh.
They never just have the guy
I get it. Well,
that steps in and scores 40 goals.
Right.
I mean, never, nobody.
Let me ask you this. So where are you on Noah Laba right now? Like, it was a really awesome story coming out of camp, and he certainly shows flashes and shows signs.
I think once Trocheck comes back, he will be in Hartford.
You don't think he'll get a chance at the wing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. I think they'll want him to go down to Hartford and really play some minutes.
Yeah.
I think he's shown flashes. He's been good against bad teams. I think against the better teams, he's been exploited. I think it's time. I think if Trocheck was here, he may not be here.
Right. No, I tend to agree with you on that.
Yeah. I think,
and it's great to know that,
I mean,
if there is a situation where they need him, he can play.
It's nice, and he got a taste, and he earned his spot, and it's just so funny. I mean, every year we see these guys. They have these great, phenomenal, amazing preseasons, and then they start the season, and they vanish, and it's every time. It's every guy.
I wouldn't say he's vanished. He's done a lot of. He's
been okay. I mean, he's been solid defensively, but again, I mean,
he's playing 10 minutes a night.
Goals.
He's playing 10 minutes a night.
Yeah,
it's not like he's been.
That third line is awful.
He hasn't
that
been
third line is absolutely awful. It reminds me of a line that the Rangers had the year coming out of the lockout. It was Steve Ruchin, Fedorov, and another big schlep on the line, and you knew they were getting you nothing offensively. It's they're on the ice to just
I know who it was.
Who was the third guy on that
Dominic
line?
Moore? Wasn't Dominic Moore?
No, he was a big guy. Steve Ruchin, Fedorov, and it was a third guy, and I'm blanking on who the hell it was. He didn't last very long. Maybe Jason Ward.
Might have been Jason Ward.
Might have been Jason Ward. Had a decent year for them that year. He was pretty good for them.
Here's why I disagree with you when you say that.
But I don't think it was him. It might have been somebody else.
When you say that they've been horrible, atrocious, whatever adjective you want to use for it, they're all plus. So they haven't been exploited. They haven't.
No,
they're not. It's not like they're -9 in 8 games.
Well, it's also good when you're not giving up a lot of goals every night.
Well, that's the
So
point.
it's a lot easier to not.
That's what they've been tasked with.
I know, but you got to get something offensively out of these guys. Something. I mean, I know Parson has a freaking goal. I mean, think about this. Parson has a goal. Susie, Robertson, and Rempe. I mean, that is incredible. How many goals have they scored this season?
16.
16 goals, and they have 4 of them. So those 4 guys account for a quarter of the goals that they've scored this season. That's incredible.
And Radish has a goal.
Oh, and Radish has a goal. I forgot about that. And with the lava pass against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that's really, and Edstrom and Carrick should have 6 goals each. But that was what I talked about on the show last week. Why is it that all the great offensive chances are coming from the 4th line? That should
They're also coming from. They're all Zibanejad and Panarin are also getting a ton of offensive chances too. Let's
not against. Well, maybe I'm just thinking about that Edmonton game. That Edmonton game haunts me. They were great in that Edmonton game. That 4th line was fantastic in that Edmonton game. It was a clinic.
It showed
the way they were all over that team. And, I mean, you need that. You really need that. You really need those guys. You need to get some production out of them. If Adam Entrim ever figures out to score, he's going to score 25 goals in this league.
It all starts at the top. When the puck starts going in for the guys up top, it trickles down.
Someone made a great point. I don't remember who it was. They said, why are they using Rempe on the second power play? Why do they use Enstrom? He's a better player.
He might not be better in front of the net.
I don't know. He tips pucks very well. We've seen him do it.
I don't think it's because his jersey's on sale in the Garden. I think Sullivan feels he's better equipped for it.
His jerseys? Oh no. Well, that's true too. I wasn't sure what you were getting at. And I thought about it. I was like, okay, I get it. I don't know, man. It's just it's just
that's picking hairs.
I know. I'm like I said, it's hard for you to get mad at them in the sense where they're not getting their doors blown off. I mean, obviously the Minnesota game, they didn't get their doors blown off. They did get caved in for 19 minutes of that first period, but they didn't give up a ton of goals.
And that's why I texted you after the first period. I said I was as bad of a period as we've played. It was as good of a period as they've played.
Correct.
And that was their run. And how do we respond? And we responded. We played much better. And at times we had the possession.
Right.
And we give up an unfortunate goal. And that it's just it's such
to a guy scoring his first NHL goal.
At least it was a first-round pick. At least it wasn't a 7th round.
There is a stat. I don't know if this stat is out there. Who has scored their most first goals in the NHL and their first goal of the season post Thanksgiving?
Well, Jonathan Tames has already scored this year, so we don't have to worry about that.
Don't worry about him. And so did McDavid. At least we held him off the scoreboard. But
crazy that he just scored his first.
Yeah. I can't believe he's staying there. I don't get it. I don't get these guys. Like, he can win 70 cups in Edmonton. No one's going to care.
That's not true. Because they're one of the franchises that has the
Okay, let me ask you a question. When you think of Messier, what do you think of? The Rangers Cups or the Edmonton Cups?
That's unfair for us.
But I'm telling you, when you see a picture of Messier, what is he doing? He's holding the Rangers Cup, shaking. He won a cup by himself without Gretzky. They don't show that Kim hosting that cup.
No, you're right about that. Because it's New York. No, you're right. You're right.
I just don't understand these guys. I understand you want to be comfortable, but you want to be in a small pond. You're the best player in the sport. Gretzky left. Messier left. Coffey left. Curry left. They all left. I mean, grow a pair of balls.
Yeah, I'd love to know why he has opted to.
Well, he is smart though, smart enough to say he only signed a 3-year deal and is like, you know what?
2 years.
Oh, that's right.
2-year extension. He's got this year, which is still on his former deal.
Sorry, you're right. 2-year deal.
And he added 2 years.
I would have waited. I don't know. What was the rush to get this contract done? Like I don't
He
get
didn't
it.
want to have it go into the season, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that. He didn't want the distraction. He's still trying to win. He's trying to win a
Is
cup.
Panarin distracted by his contract?
He's not McDavid. He's not the story McDavid is.
I don't know. They talk about
NHL
him on every show, man.
NHL radio all summer was McDavid.
You're the
watch.
best player in the, you're the best player in the sport.
Right.
It's gonna happen. I know Edmonton's not winning a cup this year, so he's gonna rue the day. But whatever, it's not my problem.
They'll figure it out. Did he get full no move protection and all
Probably.
that stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure. Not traded him anyway. You know what, that GM would be lynched if they traded him. Just like they said that what's his name would get lynched if they ever traded, not lynched, he didn't use that word. But they said that what's his name would get crushed if they ever traded
Yeah, he's got no move protection.
Tage Thompson. I'd love to get my hands on that guy.
But again, franchise player.
Maybe out of Buffalo, you never know.
Is he JT Miller?
Guys leave Buffalo and win championships. That's all I can tell you. Ryan O'Reilly, friggin' Eichel, Matador, and what's
Reinhart.
his name? And Reinhart. I mean, these guys leave Edmonton and they win leave Buffalo and win championships.
But I'm saying Tage Thompson's on the JT Miller level of player. Different player.
So instead of having that one guy, maybe get 4 or 5
but that's
guys
not
like Panarin.
That's not the point you opened with. You opened with the fact we don't have that
those
guy.
players don't exist. So now they're going to have to figure that out.
That's what they're doing now.
I also said that those players don't come on the market. The only way, and think about this, Sean, the only way the Rangers have ever gotten guys, Nash forced himself here.
Right.
Brad Richards, for the most part, forced himself here.
Well, he was a free agent.
Panarin wanted to play here. He took less money to play here. All the guys the Rangers have gotten, they have gotten here because they wanted to be here, the guys. So it's not like they've made these crazy trades out of nowhere and brought in a guy like what Florida did with what's his called with Kachuk.
Right.
You know,
He got to pick
and they haven't drafted. They still have not drafted a superstar forward, and it's going to cripple this franchise.
But again, we look at those 2 drafts, and it wasn't like they missed.
Right. It wasn't a huge swing and miss.
Is he again? Stützle's put up better numbers, different situation. Yeah, in hindsight, sure. Why would give me Stützle over Lafrenière?
Right.
If you want to say it,
I don't know. Would Stützle be better? Would Stützle put up better numbers on a better team?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, if
Right.
if you put Stützle on the Rangers, is Stützle scoring 40 goals? Is he putting up 80 points?
Right. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, Lafrenière goes games without you even noticing him. I mean, you don't even know he's on the ice. I mean, you can't be a top 6 guy and just be hanging in the weeds. You need to make your own offense, and that's the other problem with this team. They don't have enough guys that make their own offense. Everyone's looking for someone else to do something for them. You know, like I said, Panarin, despite the fact that maybe he's a deterrent. People fixate on him, which that leaves other guys open.
He also hasn't started. He hasn't really kicked it up a notch yet.
And listen, man, you know
and
what?
He's got 7 points.
Elliot Friedman said that before the Rangers, if Panarin stays with the Rangers and he wants the money he wants, he is going to have to put up some crazy numbers. I mean, essentially, and I don't know if 90 points is enough.
No, because that would show a decline almost.
Right.
So
I don't really know. I don't really know what you do, what numbers he can possibly, and the team's going to pay him.
You don't know that
because he's probably going to be the best free agent on the market.
They would have done it before the season started if that were the case.
What?
They would have just paid him if they were going to.
No.
If they were going to pay him,
a team.
Yes,
is going to pay him. He is going to give 10. He might get 15 million. With the amount of money that might be out there this offseason, he may get a 3-year deal at $15 million.
Yeah. Anaheim.
I heard Minnesota.
He's not going to Minnesota.
That's what I heard.
No, this is stupid nonsense that's being brought up by the beat writers in Minnesota. I was talking to someone. I was talking to a Wild fan today on Twitter about this. He says that's where it's being drummed up from.
Well, because Kaprizov's and Theodoris
Because
is
they have the
they have
same
agent.
same agent and all that fun stuff. But bottom line is, this is a guy who flat out told Columbus, I want to go play in a big market. I want to live in a big market. He's not leaving to go to Minnesota. That's not who Panarin is.
Go down and play with the Panthers.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Is that a big market though?
but
That's not a big market.
But it's South Beach. It's South Florida.
It's not. It was never. All of a sudden, that's a big market.
Right.
They couldn't draw flies 5 years ago, and all of a sudden now they're the epic where everyone wants to fucking play.
That's what it is.
You're going to see Utah's going to be in Utah's.
100%. Well,
that's going to be.
He might be the best owner.
That's going to be a destination.
And they got good
and
young
they
players.
Drafted well, and and I'll tell you something. Minnesota has some really. I mean that guy Logan Cooley. Is it Logan Cooley?
The one in
Boldy, Matt Boldy.
Matt Boldy is Minnesota.
Matt Boldy. I'm sorry, I get the
Logan Cooley is Utah.
Correct. I'm sorry. Matt Boldy, he is a stud.
Yeah.
He is a stud. And that's my point. That's what drives you crazy.
Steve Corniano wanted him so bad.
Bringing in these guys, and they're all stars.
Boldy was a mid-first round pick. A lot of teams passed. That was the year that the U.S. national team sent how many guys to
the Rangers should pay the best scouts anything they want. Blank checks. You steal the best pro scouts in the country. They should spend to the gills on that. Because they're drafting. Remember, we used to complain that they weren't drafting those like third and fourth line guys. They were drafting the top guys or the second line guys, but they weren't drafting the third and fourth line guys.
Right.
Now they're drafting the third, fourth line guys. Now they can't get any top guys.
So he was the Kakko draft, Boldy.
Yeah.
He went 12th.
Unbelievable.
That was the year. That was the year the U.S. team sent like 10 guys to the first round.
Is it me, or does that 12th pick always seem to be a very good player? I know McElrath was a 12th pick, so take him out of the equation.
No, he was 10th.
10th. I'm sorry, you're right. 10th. Tarasenko was 12th, wasn't he?
15th.
So who was 12th in that draft? Jaden Schwartz? Fowler? I don't remember. But that was a great draft. That was a great draft. Talk about and this just goes to show you the drafting that this team has done. I remember they drafted. I forgot who they drafted. They drafted Brodeur was drafted like 30th overall, and it might have been the Mel. That wasn't the Mel. That was I forgot who was drafted right before that, and I just shook my head.
Cam Fowler went 12th.
Still playing in the league. I swear, whoever's drafted in that 12th spot has. I think Jack Quinn or was in that 12th spot.
Ryan Murphy. Mikhail Grigorenko.
Never mind.
Samuel Morin.
Never mind.
Want me to keep going?
No, forget it.
Brandon Perlini. Is that the one?
Forget it.
Is that the one that got you?
No. I don't know what I was thinking. I was wrong.
Just is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
was it Kopitar drafted? Was he 12th?
He was the pick just before.
And Trouba, wasn't Trouba like in the
I think he was like 8th, Trouba.
No, he was later than that. Oh no, maybe Eric Carlson was a late pick. I think he might have been like 15th.
15th, I think Carlson went.
Yeah. Pasternak was a late pick. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not even getting good. They're not even getting a great player. I mean, they've gotten the goaltenders. And for the most part, they've gotten the defensemen that have played in the league. But they're not finding that superstar forward. They're just not. How can you tell me, Sean, how in this world have you never drafted a Hall of Fame forward in 50 years of drafting? One time, never drafted a Hall of Fame forward.
We could argue Tony Amonte belongs in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know about that.
And Kovalev.
I would say Kovalev more than Amonte.
But yes, no, you're
right. Never.
It's
and talk about Kovalev and Amonte. You're talking, the
40 years ago.
Yeah. 35 years ago, 40 years ago.
No, it's nuts. It's like it.
We're never
Listen,
going to win unless
it's Pete Alonso having the most home runs in Met history. But yet how many Cy Young Award winners have the Mets have the Mets had in their career? It's just some organizations are just good at finding talent.
But
on
again,
one end.
and the crazy part about it is it's not even I mean, for the Mets, it's not even the same ownership.
No,
It's not. I mean, the Rangers have had the same ownership for a while, but even them, they've had different owners, different GMs, different heads of player personnel and director of scouting and all that other nonsense.
yeah.
I mean, they just can't have a draft. And I'm telling you now, I mean, someone said, "Oh, well, you don't need to learn how to draft. You just have to make smart trades and free." I'm like, no.
It's both.
With the salary cap going up, you're going to have to draft better because guys are
both.
not going to be as available.
Oh, Carter Verhaeghe was available and Sam Reinhart was available. These weren't cap moves. I mean, so Florida did just make great acquisitions. There was no cap move with Florida. Tkachuk said he wasn't re-signing in Calgary, but they gave up. I mean, it's understated because he hasn't been good since he went to Calgary. He had 115
It is remarkable.
points.
It is remarkable that guys go there and just die.
115-point season, and they traded him. That's again, had he gone to Calgary and put up another 100-point season, people would look at the trade so much differently. But the fact that he's been an afterthought literally since the day after the trade, it's looked at as highway robbery. That takes so much balls. Could you imagine the Rangers trade if Panarin never had a no move clause and the Rangers traded him after having the 120-point season 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That would take such balls to do.
Yeah, but it was because it was that type of guy. And sometimes you need to have the foresight.
But it's a huge risk.
That's my point, Sean.
And if it blew up in his face, and all Matthew Tkachuk turned into,
but Matt Tkachuk is a name, and you could just
a
say,
name because of his father.
I wrote
at that
unfortunately, or fortunately, that's what happens. I mean, guys live off of that type of reputation, but I mean, you gotta move somebody. I mean, really, I mean, it's
no, they don't make trades.
They don't make trades, and unless it's a fleecing or a prospect. Listen, Ron Francis has gotten crushed because he never made a player trade.
Right.
His entire, I know maybe he has now that he's with Seattle. I don't know, is he the GM of Seattle still, or is he just
Morgan for Kaka?
I know, but I don't think he's the GM anymore, right?
Yeah,
Botterill's the GM, right? But I mean, it's you shake your head and like you laugh. They're gonna have to draft better. They're gonna have to draft better, and and unfortunately, they're in a window now where they're kind of in limbo, and it's scary. It's scary. I don't know what you do here. Your boy Johnny Lazarus thinks that they shouldn't keep Panarin. They should move on from him. And part of me, part of me agrees with him, and part of me doesn't. Because I say to myself, who are you replacing him with? Are you replacing him with who's out there? I mean, if they said, well, you can replace him with 3 guys. Who? Jack Roslovic? I mean, seriously, but that's the guys that are going to be available in free agency. Guys off of down years, guys that are retreads.
Alex Tuck. I'm saying
you're going to have to give him $10, $12 million,
which is what the going rate is for that type of player now, and you'll have $30 million under the cap to do it.
I don't know. How old is he? I
think he's 29.
Another old guy.
I
don't know.
Young guys don't hit free agency.
I know, you're right, but I want to make a fucking trade, Sean. I want Brady Tkachuk. I want a guy that's going to make a fucking difference for 10 years. Not a guy that's going to make a difference for 4 years or 3 years.
I get it.
It's just frustrating because we had our shot. We had our window, and it's just closing. It's just closing so fast.
I don't think it's over yet.
Faster than we want.
It's closing. Yes, I think it's this year.
It's closing.
It's this year, next year, and possibly a third year with this core.
Nate just worries me.
Why?
I don't know. He just does. he has that Carolina stank on him. He
Yeah,
just
but
worries me. I know he's having a good season. I know, but who's he playing with in Colorado?
With McKinnon.
Again, when you have a guy coming here who's played with great players, I'm apprehensive about it. And especially a guy that doesn't create his own offense.
Still 11 points in 7 games. Jesus Christ.
I need to see more. They're 5-0. They're having a great start. I mean, but Trump, but that ain't that team.
No, they lost last night because I bet them.
Oh, they were 5-0.
Yeah, they lost to Utah in overtime.
They have so much talent.
Yep.
I mean, it is, and it was a smart trade trading Rantanen, and now Dallas is off to a slow start. They're 3-3 to start the season.
Maybe Rantanen's available.
Yeah, right. I mean, we know none of us, and this is what pisses me off. Tell me how the fuck Vegas is able to afford Mitch Marner, Eichel, Stone, Theodore, because they don't pay any money in goal. Is that why? Is that how?
Let's take a look at their books.
Noah Hannafin. I mean, it's just so frustrating. I mean, I hate them. I hate them. I hate that team.
They are $10 million. They're $10 million over the cap.
But that's because Petrangelo's on LTIR, right?
Yes. So Marner makes 12, Eichel 10, Stone 9.5, Hurdle. See, Hurdle's only making 6.7.
Yeah, because they're paying his salary. They're paying his salary.
William Karlsson 5.9, Barbashev 5, and then that's it for the forwards. On D, they got 3 guys making money. Petrangelo's he's off. So it's just Theodore and Hannafin each getting a little under 7.5. Everyone else is like 2 and 3, and
Zach Whitecloud.
He's getting 2.7.
Wow.
Lazan is getting 2.
I just don't understand.
McNabb
I mean,
3.6.
And then Eichel's new contract kicks in next year. I mean,
Aiden Hill's getting 6.2. He's so they're paying a goalie.
I think 6.2 is a lot of money in this NHL. That's about an average what a starting goalie's costing.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I'm saying it's not like
below average. That's below average.
No, it's average. I bet you if I looked at the goalie salary,
I mean, Ottinger's making 8. I think 8 and change. Swayman's making 8 and change.
These are the top guys.
Bobrovsky, we know what he's making. Vasilevsky, we know what he's making. I'm trying to think who else. I'm sure Markstrom's making over 6. Or he's making around there, I think. Hallebuck's making 9.5.
Yeah, so you're mentioning probably the top 10.
I know, but I'm just trying to think. Sorokin's making 9 million.
All right, I have the list right here.
Okay.
So
where's he rank?
What did we just say? Aiden Hill? Aiden Hill ranks 12th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
so
he's halfway, like
he's in the top half of the middle. Yeah.
He's in the top half of the middle. That's incredible. Who the hell? I mean, what's Demko? What is he making? Who are the top 12?
Shesterkin, Carey Price. All right, so it's really top 11 since Carey Price is actually on this list.
He's still on there. I mean, give me a break.
Cap hit is, yeah.
Hard is.
Bobrovsky at 10, Vasilevsky, Hellebuck, Ottinger, Sorokin, Swayman, Linus Olmark, UC Saros, and then John Gibson are ahead of him.
Wow.
Gibson's getting 6.4, so he's just above him.
He's just above him.
The guys who are just below him is Binnington at 6, Markstrom at 6, Grubauer 5.9, Logan Thompson 5.8.
Grubauer's taking 5.9.
Yep.
Is he in the minors?
Yes.
Wow.
Elvis Verzlikins is 5.5, Jari 5.5, Mackenzie Blackwood, Kemper, Joey Decord. These are all guys making 5. So 5.
You know who they have. You know what they really have to do. They really have to do this, and again, I don't know if it's possible. They almost have to kind of just wait it out in some ways.
Who?
And see if the Rangers not get themselves tied up in these big contracts. If no one really great comes available, stay flexible, and then maybe a guy kind of shakes loose.
And you have the cap space.
Maybe in 3 or 4 years, maybe if Fantilli doesn't want to be in Columbus anymore. I don't know now. I don't know now. If the money is equal, unless the guy just doesn't want to play in that city, I mean, that's really what it has to come down to. And I'll tell you, guys have become very loyal in a lot of ways. There's not many guys that say, well, I don't want to play here. I don't want to play there. You know, there's no
Especially ones who were
Jimmy
drafted.
Vesey's or Adam Fox's or Kevin Hayes type players. And think about that. All three of those guys were drafted by other teams.
And shows
All
up.
three of them wanted to come to play for the Rangers. So they stepped in shit with those three guys too.
Huh.
I mean, they're not drafting. They're just,
Yeah. No, it's
frustrating. It's frustrating, Sean, because I feel like we beat our heads against the wall like every 3 shows about this, and it's just
yes.
I don't know what to say anymore. It's the truth, though. It's so frustrating because they just don't see an avenue to get better. I just don't see it, and I want to win a championship. I don't want to just make the playoffs. I want to win a cup, and I look at this team and I see I'm almost like I almost don't care at some point because I know they're not good enough to win a cup. And what am I getting excited for? Like, what is it to look forward to if it's not? If you're not going to be, if you have no chance of winning a championship, then what am I watching? So why am I watching this?
Let me ask you all these. Let me ask you these questions then. Who in the East are you looking at and saying, "Fuck, we can't beat them"?
I'm talking about in a playoff series.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about one game.
That's what I'm talking about too.
I don't think it could be Toronto. I don't think if Florida was healthy, well, Florida you might be able to take advantage of. Because now they don't match well up against Tampa.
Tampa has one win.
I know that. But it's, again, I'm talking about getting into a playoff series.
Okay. Toronto is not good this year. You know that.
They haven't been great. You're right. But I'm talking about if I have to play this team in the playoff series, am I going to beat them?
Are you scared? Are you scared of Detroit?
Yes, very. And they've been good too, right? This year.
They're 5-1.
I know. I mean, nobody really. I mean, it's been weird the way the schedule has been. I think the Devils in the right circumstances, they could beat us. Washington in the right circumstances, I think can beat us.
Right. I'm not
afraid. I mean,
my
Philly,
point is,
Columbus, Islanders. I'm not afraid of them, but I don't know. I need a bigger sample size before I can.
My point is that there's not one team in the East where I'm like, if Colorado was in the East, I would say you're right. If Florida was healthy,
so you'd rather go all the way to the Cup final and lose in 4.
Dude, just get me to a Cup final, and I'll still be ecstatic.
I get it. I get what you're saying. But you know what? They always. I just feel like they're always the underdog. Like
I'd rather be that than the favorite.
I guess
we won a President's Trophy,
and nobody thought they were good.
Yeah, we were the betting underdog.
Every series we were the, and like I said, I mean Freddie Anderson. If it wasn't for Freddie Anderson in that Carolina series, they would have lost that series too. But
he's on the team, and Igor's on ours, and that's part of it.
You're right.
Right, give us a $2 million shit goalie and add an $11 million center. That's our cap is. We're paying our goalie.
I heard Svechnikov's. I heard that Carolina's 5-1, and Svechnikov and Ehlers don't even have a goal yet.
Yep.
Nikolai Coward. I hope he doesn't score the whole year.
Who?
Fucking coward. Nikolai Ehlers. Fucking coward.
But they don't scare me because I played them now twice.
We played them well in the playoffs. But Sean, at some point that the worm's going to turn.
Why?
I mean, eventually, why? The Red Sox eventually beat the Yankees. It's got to turn at some point. It's not going to last forever.
I think it's more them than it is even us. I don't think that they're built to win in the playoffs.
Is Natchez a free agent?
Yes.
What's Colorado's cap situation?
So here's the funny part, because they make fun of this all the time now, is had they just paid Rantanen what he would have signed for last year, they'd have been fine.
Yeah, but what's the age difference between Rantanen and Natchez, though? I think Natchez is a lot. Isn't he like a couple of years younger?
A couple of years. I don't think it's anything crazy.
Well, I mean, a couple of years, I mean, it's not.
Who am I looking up? I'm looking up.
What's Colorado's cap situation?
For next year, they'll be $26.8 million under next year's cap.
28 million?
Yes.
Wow.
So Natchez needs to be signed, and then they got Jack Drury. So they only have
He'll sign that.
McKinnon, Nelson, Landeskog, Nichushkin, Lehkonen, Ross Colton, and Logan O'Connor under contract for the forwards. And they need to sign 2 more defensemen.
It's a lot of money to do it. I mean, they could definitely make it work.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, what's Natchez think he's getting? I mean, is he getting
He's going to get 12 plus. Yeah, he's gonna put up 100 points this year. He's already got double. He's doubled his
and
game.
You know what? And you know what, though, Sean? I mean, and again, if the money's equal everywhere else, he may stay.
He might.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, you're gonna. I mean, if Colorado's offering you 12.5 or 12, and the Rangers are offering you 13, why wouldn't you stay in Colorado playing with one of the top 4 players in the sport?
No one's saying that he would leave.
I'm just saying. That's my point. It's like now you say you lose Panarin, you take 100 points off this roster this year if he doesn't resign.
Yeah.
Or 90 points. Who are you replacing him with?
Well, let me ask you this: when you talk about what would they do? So Panarin doesn't resign next year, and we're sitting there with what we have 30 million or something like that, right?
I think we have over 30 million.
Next year we have 29.5.
Oh, I thought
cap space, and the only people that are free agents,
is
Schneider and Schneider,
right? And Schneider's not going to get a huge payday.
No,
he'll probably make like 3.5, if that. And then what's it called? Especially unless he puts up a lot of points, which I don't see. But then again, what did Ryan Lindgren get this year? Didn't he get 4?
He was an unrestricted free agent.
True.
Lindgren. Schneider's still a restricted free agent.
I know, but they might want to try. They might. I mean, listen, they might trade him. I mean, at some point you got to say to yourself, this guy's he's playing on the 3rd pair every night. But I'll tell you, that hit the other night on Foligno. Woo.
He's played really well. Schneider.
He's been good. But again, you're not getting a ton of points out of him. But at a point, you got to sign a backup goalie, which is probably not going to be a lot. And
yeah, but hear me out. Hear me out.
With defenseman.
Hear me out with this. This
to replace Susie.
Hear me out, because this is where I'm going with this. So we'll be 29 million under the cap if Panarin walks. Let's say you give Schneider. Let's even overrate it. Let's say he gets 4 million. You give him, 3 years, $4 million a year, something like that. So now you have $25 million under the cap, and the core of your team is going to be 33. Sullivan's the coach. You're not rebuilding.
Nope.
What if they used some of their assets and went after all these other guys who are on, now very, very friendly contracts in their young 30s and just made a really deep, experienced team, very similar to 94, where it was, this is not for the long term. We're going for it now. Whether they went out and got like a Braden Schenn, like that type of a guy. And again, I don't know, but I think Braden Schenn only makes like $6 million. But you went out and just added 3 of those guys. Well,
I did. I'm sure. I don't know if you saw this, or heard about this, but Vince, who was on a podcast not that long ago, I forgot where he was, but and he's doing his own thing now. He made it seem like the Rangers at the trade deadline that they're probably not going the rental route, that they're probably going to be looking for guys with term on their contract. So that might be an option. Maybe a team wants to get out from underneath the guy that has term. The Rangers have the cap space. Maybe a team that's not going anywhere, and maybe get rid of this guy. He has 2 years left on a deal, or 3 years left on a deal. The Rangers could absorb the contract. They get out from underneath it, and they move on again. But the big thing now is that every team's going to have a ton of cap space. So to find that team, the match might be difficult, but I definitely think that would be
it might just be what direction a team is trying to go is more that I'm mentioning Schenn just because he fits the type of player, the age, and for next year is on an unbelievable, $6.5 million.
How many years did he sign for? Just for next year?
He has two more after this year. So you'd be
How
getting
old
him
is he?
2 years. He's 34.
Oof.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the age of guy.
But you know what though? Maybe that's a great point. I mean, that might
You're
be
going for it for 1 year.
that might be a way for them to just go for the gusto.
You add 3 guys that can put up 50, 60 points to make up Panarin. You have the cap room. You're not going to bring Panarin back, but you bring in
Schenn's at center, right?
Yeah.
And you shrinking yourself down the middle in case somebody gets hurt too.
But that's just the first name that came
Yeah.
to
No,
my
that's a
head.
good one. That's a good one. I mean,
Who's another? Let's look at Nashville. Ryan O'Reilly is another guy.
He's got to be over 35, right?
O'Reilly's 34.
Yeah. Oh, by
He's
the time the season's
$4.5 million next year. I hate to go back to my St. Louis.
Let me throw a guy at you.
Let
me throw a guy at you. It's a possibility. Maybe Nashville wants to get out from Stamkos' contract.
Is he shot? Is he doing anything this year?
I don't know.
Because I don't think he had a good year last year at all. He might just actually be done. And he's getting paid a lot of money.
$8.5 million.
Yeah.
You could probably get it for nothing though.
Is he played? Oh, there he is. Yeah, dude, he's done. He's 1 goal, 1 assist, 7 games, -3.
What's Nashville's record? I mean, they've been bad.
Yeah, they're bad because they're a bad team.
Maybe get them off that team.
2-3-2.
I just think, but you don't think in a lesser role where he doesn't have to be the guy, you don't think that would maybe rejuvenate him? Imagine him on the power play on a better team.
I don't know.
I mean, it's if you can get him for nothing, it would be, and then you would only have 1 more year left. It'll be next year. That's it. You have him for next year, and that's it. He's gone. Yeah, signed a 3-year deal, right?
Nazem Kadri's another guy.
I heard about him that's a guy that teams would probably feast over
because he's only making $7 million and has 3 years left. So you get term.
Edmonton, but is Calgary trying to lose?
You don't know where teams are going to be come deadline.
Right. We're talking about the 8 games and we're talking about the trade deadline.
Well, because the trade deadline is coming in February. It's coming way earlier than the actual deadline. Why? Right? Like teams are going to make trades before the Olympic break.
I think so too, but I mean,
that's what everyone's reporting.
Are teams going to be that far out of it by then?
I don't know. Depends on the team, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just look at teams that could see. Seattle's a team that just has
they have garbage. I don't want anyone on that team. And the Rangers are notoriously trading with them.
So he's one of the GMs that'll answer the phone, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you a 3rd round pick for Alexander Wenberg. Okay. You got 7th round pick. Okay. Was it 2nd or a 3rd they gave up for that guy? For Wenberg.
2nd.
Dumb. Stupid.
So
stupid.
LA is a team to look at. Kempe is a unrestricted free agent.
I don't know. I you know what? I don't watch him enough. I don't watch him enough to
have an opinion.
I've heard his name a lot. I don't know.
He's big and fast.
Is he big? How big is he? I've seen him live. He didn't look big to me, but
Kempe 6'2".
But neither did Brett Howden and Jimmy Vesey didn't look big to me either. So.
Yeah, and Vesey's 6'3".
Right.
Yeah. He's 6'2", 200. He hits. He plays exactly the way that we want to play. But he might be someone that you look at, especially this year. He's only making $4 million this year, so he fits under this year's cap.
Trade him though,
and then you resign him.
I don't know if they trade him though. Why would
they
trade him?
They're off to a bad start. Number one, I don't know that they're going to resign him. I don't know. This is a team that's, Doughty's 35.
They might look to reload though. They do have some. Turcotte's looks like he's never going to play. I don't know about Byfield. They got Mikey Anderson, Brent Clark.
So Byfield's actually off to a decent start. He's got 6 points in 7 games. So maybe he's finally found it.
Listen, Sean, Lafrenière might go someplace else and explode. He might. You
never know.
But in the Rangers' history, there's been in the Rangers' most recent history, I don't want to hear about Doug Waite and Tony Amonte. In the Rangers' most recent history, and even Kovalev to a certain degree, in the Rangers' most recent history, the only guy that has left and put up any type of decent numbers, substantial numbers, was JT Miller.
Right.
So, the Rangers have, when they've traded guys, they haven't come back to bite them in the ass for the most part. So, again, we're going to see. It'd be nice for them to come out tomorrow night, a little rejuvenated, just get a couple of days off, and San Jose's 0-4, wipe the floor with them. Seriously, no mercy.
0-4-2.
0-4-2. No mercy. Step on their throat and move out and move on.
Sweep the leg is what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%.
Listen, it's a good game to after you just had a bad one. After you just had what you would consider a stinker. They all admitted after the game.
Right.
Listen, I want to talk about this for a second. JT Miller, the captain. Talk about a guy who sets the tone and how different the tone is, the messaging after games. We've watched Zibanejad and Kreider and Trouba, and even going back to Callahan and McDonough. We've watched all these guys answer the tough questions after games. Hank's probably the closest to the way I feel Miller is when it comes to speaking to the media after games, as far as his blunt honesty with how the team's played. And Hank used to get a bad rap for that, because it's like, wait, you're the goalie and you're calling out the team for not skating.
Yeah, we need to score more goals.
Yeah, right. But it's different now that it's coming from
skater
center.
Yeah.
And when he says, listen, they came out, blew our doors off the first couple minutes there, and they outplayed us and they deserved the win.
Right.
Or, hey, how does this feel not scoring at home the first 3 games? And him just, if I were you, with everything that you've said on this show and to me, in our conversations the last couple of years, where this team lacked guts and balls and intestinal fortitude.
Right.
Mentally weak is a term that you have used so many times.
100%.
And what does he say? Yeah, if you're mentally weak, you'll let that shit bother you, essentially. We're not, this team is not mentally weak. We're not worried about that.
That remains to be seen. Let's see.
Scored
56
seconds in.
Yeah.
52 seconds in.
Yeah. Listen, it's he's good. I like him. I like JT. I like there are a lot of things to like, but there are also a lot of things to say, there's work to be done. And again, we all know that the team that starts the season is not the team that's going to end the season. I would really love. We should try to find an opening night lineup for opening night for last year.
Oh my God,
who was on it? Last year's an anomaly because they made so many in-season trades. I don't think I've seen that.
They turned over half the roster.
I maybe since '94. I don't remember an in-season
97.
When the
Ferraro and they made a lot of trades.
The lockout too. The year before the lockout, when they traded away Nedved and Kovalev, Nedved and Leach and all that. But that was at the trade deadline. They made trades. They essentially made trades from the first week of December, starting with Trouba.
Yeah,
and then it went all the way through the season.
Like big trades, right?
Yeah, Kako went next. Then they got Miller when Hedl left. Then they traded Lindgren. Then they traded Riley Smith, and the list went on and on. It was incredible. It was fun for us.
The only season it reminded me of was '97. We brought in Jeff Courtnall. We brought in Esatikanen for his his 9th turn with the team. They made the Ray Ferraro trade. They traded with LA.
No, that wasn't the same year. I don't think, Sean.
That was all 90. That was 97.
Because that was the Curry trade, and Curry didn't play with Courtnall and Tikkanen, I don't think. because they traded Ferraro, Ian LaPerriere, Nathan Lafayette for Matthias Nordstrom, for Marty McSorley, Shane Churla, and Yari Curry. And I believe that was 96. It was the year before.
So maybe I had the wrong year.
And then they traded Noonan and was it Noonan and Nemchinov? Tikkanen and Courtnall? I think it was Noonan and Nemchinov for Tikkanen and Courtnall. I think that was in 97.
So they brought in Driver was there all year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Noonan, Bill Berg.
Right.
Right. There's Courtnall. There's Tikkanen. So maybe it was the year before. Oh, Sergio Momesso they brought in at the end.
Yeah.
Shane
They
Churla
traded. They signed Wayne Presley, and they were going to play him with Bill Berg, and they traded him from Momesso. They traded.
It was just that their playoff roster was so different than the team that was out there for the regular season. That's why in my brain it's still
right.
That's what it reminds me.
No, you're right. No, I got those years mixed up too because I think then they had Verbeek. Maybe Verbeek was
Verbeek they got in 95, 96.
Right. They got Verbeek, but they only had Verbeek, I believe, for a year and a half.
Yeah. They got him for a half a season, and then they kept him another season.
They got him in 96 with the other guys, and then Verbeek was here in 97 also.
Funny story. To this day, I finally went back. I made it full circle where that was the first organized hockey team I ever played on was that year.
Mm-hmm.
And I took number 17 for Pat Verbeek. And it's the only
switched
time
back over to 16.
It's the only time he ever wore 17. To me, Pat Verbeek is 17, not 16.
Yeah. He switched to 16 the following season.
Because Noonan was traded, so he was able to.
And a funny story. I don't know if you ever heard this one. So the Rangers acquired Pat LaFontaine, like literally right before training camp started. So they had to get their media guide out. So what they did was they used a picture of Pat Verbeek and put LaFontaine's face on it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So
did they both shoot the same way at least?
I don't remember. I don't know. I think that's a great question. I don't know. I have the yearbook somewhere. I can probably find it. What year was that?
97, 98.
When they got look, I got all the yearbooks here.
Yeah. 97, 98 was that year.
I can probably find it.
Why did they not bring Verbeek back?
They don't want to fucking pay him. Isn't that crazy to think that? They didn't want to pay him. I think that was before Dolan owned the team. I think that was still like Bob
way before.
Paramount.
Way before.
They didn't want to pay him. And remember, salaries back then.
Checkets ran the team. Yeah,
but back then the salaries were crazy. I mean, I think players were making $6-7 million back then. I think Verbeek made like 7 or 7.5 with Dallas, like something crazy. And to be fair, Verbeek only had one more good season.
He had no more good seasons.
I thought he had one more decent season.
He turned into a 50-point guy there.
Oh, well, he wasn't playing with Messi anymore.
Well, he had 82 points in 69 games.
Well, and he got hurt. He would have scored 50 goals that year.
Yeah.
He would have scored 50 goals that year. He was on an absolute tear. I remember exactly how he got hurt. He got cross-checked into the goal, and he hit his neck and his shoulder into the goal post.
Yeah.
They had some great teams back then. The problem was that they depended. Richter shouldn't have been replaced, and they never did. They were too loyal. He should have been replaced years after that.
Yep.
So they tried. But the fun part about those years was there was no salary cap, and you could trade willy-nilly. You know, now it's like, oh, we can't trade till this now. We got to do this. We got to move this guy, move this guy down. I'm like, it's not fun anymore.
There's also so much media coverage that I just think some of these GMs are gun shy. Like if you made a bad trade back then, you never had to answer the bell to anybody. Who's gonna?
Let me tell you something. Neil Smith
call you out.
Neil Smith spoke to the media 1,000,000 times more than Sather, Gordon, and Dolan ever did. And I will give Jeff Gordon the credit. He spoke to the media the most of these last 3 GMs.
Yes.
He spoke at the end of the season. He had a mid-season thing, a start of the season thing. He spoke at the draft. He spoke after both days of first day and second day of the free agency.
Yeah.
I mean, he spoke a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to this guy.
It's not about speaking, but you're saying Neil Smith spoke to the media a lot. It was, him sitting with Larry Brooks or John Delapina for 10 minutes.
Right.
There wasn't 15 cameras in his face. He didn't have to, after a game where a player he traded away had a hat trick, didn't have to go on social media and see about it. It was a different world.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a GM like Phil Esposito with the way he ran the Rangers, that happening now? I mean, so Twitter would love it. The Vince McCullough, Colin Stevenson wouldn't be able to keep up with all the people coming in and out.
Yes, Esposito made a lot of trades.
But I'm saying, like, it's a different world now where everything is scrutinized.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Sheary's PTO and playing time is being broken down on a daily basis.
I know. You're right.
Why?
Beats me.
He makes no money. He's played up way above his salary. Let it die. Go after somebody else. Go after anybody else.
I know. What year did the Rangers get LaFontaine?
97, 98.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was in high school still.
Messier left.
That's right. See if I can find that yearbook. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's part of it. I mean, but we don't see a lot of trades the way we used to anymore anyway. I mean, last year was
Does
crazy.
Toronto make big trades? Big trades. Since Kessel or Dion Phaneuf. Like, they made big trades back then, but since they've had this core, have they made big trades?
They haven't been able to because they've been salary cap strong. They haven't been able to do that.
I'm just saying, it seems like some of these smaller markets that have two beat writers, it's almost like it's easier to.
The thing is, how do you make a trade? How do you make a trade when, you don't have the salary cap? I mean, they made the Jake Muzzin trade like years ago.
Right.
Here it is, John. Here it is. So what way did the Verbeek shoot?
Oh,
righty or lefty? He was a righty, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a righty.
And what was LaFontaine? LaFontaine shoots right. So yeah, look.
All right.
I don't know if you can see this. That's the picture.
That's hilarious.
That's Pat Verbeek with LaFontaine's face on it.
How did you know that?
I saw it. I remember on a pregame show.
Oh, okay.
Talking about it. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It is. It's hilarious. I mean, the things I used to have to do, because I mean, these came out every year, and I used to go to the Garden, and I was like, I gotta get, it was a big deal for me, and I have them all. So it was a big deal to get.
94
them.
is the only one I kept.
Oh, really?
I have 3 of them, but yeah, it's the only one I kept.
Really? This is my first one when I was a kid. This is the first one I ever got.
I remember that
my
one.
First game. Phil Esposito. So it was the last one too in black and white. They're all color after that. Like Terry Cartner.
Oh my God.
He turned out to have a great career. He wound up being the captain of the Flyers. Dion, Bob Froze. I mean, yeah. It was.
What year was that again? What year was that one?
87, 88.
Yeah, that was the year before I started.
Dion. Following. So that was the first year I really started watching.
Yeah. So you were a year ahead of me.
Yeah. So that was the first year I really started watching, and
I followed the next year, but I didn't watch nearly as much as I started the year after.
I mean, to be fair, I really didn't start like you follow it as a kid, but you're chasing girls, you're hanging out with your buddies, and sitting there watching every single game.
Were you staying up till 10 o'clock at night to watch these games?
No.
Right.
No, I mean, I did have
9 years
listening
old.
to them on the TV, on the radio. I'm trying to even think if I listened to them on the radio.
I would fall asleep to them listening on the radio.
I listened a little bit on the radio. I think I told you, I used to listen to FAN, was on all night. I used to listen to Joe Beningo overnight. I remember
Joe Beningo,
hearing him breaking a Lindros trade. It was at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
He broke that.
But
It was on FAN.
you're 18 years old at that point. You're almost a
Right.
borderline adult.
I'm
So
just
that's
saying.
different.
I'm just saying that that's how you used to find out stuff.
Yeah.
That's used to find out trades.
I'm
That's
talking
how you
about
used to find out anything.
I'm talking about for us. And some of the listeners, obviously you guys are probably older than us. Some of you are, younger than us, but
Right.
for our age, 88, 89 was the first year I followed it. Knew every player, and the video games helped also.
Correct.
So where you start to really know a lot more of the league, because you're not watching everything.
No.
To me, I watched the game. I probably watched 10 minutes, and then I had to go to bed. And then I'm
Right.
listening, I have my Walkman where I'm listening to the game until I fall asleep. And then I'm waking up middle of the night, Sal Red Light Messina's, post game, and Howie Rose's
Rangers wrap up. Rangers wrap up.
So, they're all different. My way of following back then, it's not like I follow it now where I watch every minute of every game, and there's pre and post, and there's this.
Yeah.
You're not following it that way.
This whole world, this whole world changed. Twitter changed the world.
Oh yeah.
From a quick knowledge standpoint, where you didn't know about stuff until it was in the paper the next day.
Or if you called sports,
or would you call that? Or if you called, or if you listened to FAN,
right?
And sometimes you missed the 2020 flash, so now you had to wait 20 minutes to hear the next
2020 flash didn't come out till what? 2000?
No,
that wasn't a thing when we were kids.
No, they had it when I was in high school.
I gotta look that up. I remember when the 2020 flash.
They had the 2020 update, because I remember. I remember taking my transistor radio with me on the bus and putting it up to the window so I can listen to FAN at the trade deadline to see if any trades went down.
Hold on, I gotta see where this is. Keep going. I gotta look.
Yeah, I remember getting in my car. I can tell you right now, I was in high school because I got in my car when I went to the Rangers signed Tim Sweeney to a contract. It was on the 2020 flash. So it definitely was when I was in high school. So I don't know. I mean,
initially they were every 15 minutes, but by 91 began doing updates every 20 minutes.
91.
It was the 2020 sports flashes.
Yeah. Every 20 minutes on the hour. Every 20 minutes. And they used to, this is a 2020 update. And they used to have the update guys.
But that song, that 2020 sports song, that wasn't the 90s.
I don't remember. They don't even have those guys anymore.
No, there's no need for it.
No, it's a shame. Think of all those guys that lost their job. Bob Husler.
2020
sports. Bob, what was the other guy? The Mink Man, and Joe Tollison was a 2020 guy. Joey Waller, Mike McCann. I mean, there were all those guys.
Well, now they do the what are the pre-recorded?
Oh, with Brett Musburger.
No, like
the Boomer Esiason.
Yeah,
that stupid thing. I know what you're talking about.
CBS Sports Minute.
Yes,
that's kind of taken.
But I remember, like during when it used to be on when Mike and the Mad Dog used to be on. I guess they were on Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because even when they weren't on, whoever was filling in for them, whether it was Iron Eagle or whoever, they still showed them on Yes, which I thought was hilarious. They don't do that now with Michael K.
I thought they didn't do that.
No, they did it.
Yeah.
They did it. This is in the early 2000s, because I remember seeing Iron Eagle on one time and him with Bob Husler.
CBS Sports TV in the morning doesn't. If Boomer and Gio are both out, they rarely show it.
Yeah.
They won't air.
Yeah, no, they did. Iron Eagle was on one time by himself with Bob Husler, and he's like, he was making fun of the Lexus commercial. I'll never forget. He's making fun of this Lexus commercial. He started singing it.
They'll air Luxembourg ping pong before they fucking put someone else on.
I mean, since Michael K left, I know you're not a Yankee fan, but since he left, I used to like to watch, because they would talk about hockey, and now I don't listen to the show anymore. I don't get to watch it anymore because I'm not in my car. So I don't now that it's hot, and I would like it more now because Alan Hahn actually likes hockey.
He's an Islander fan though. He's a big
Is he
Islander
an
fan.
Islander fan, or did
Yeah.
he?
No, he's a big
Was he
Islander
a
fan.
beat writer for the Islanders?
He's a big Islander fan.
Oh well, I don't care.
Long Island guy. It's a lot of Long Island people are.
And his kids are big hockey
Yeah.
players and stuff. So, really quick, what's your opinion on the John Candy documentary?
I learned a lot from it.
I learned a ton from it.
Yeah. Learned a lot about, obviously, his upbringing. You never heard a word about, so
Wow.
obviously I didn't know any of
His
that.
father died at 35. I'm
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it yet and you want to watch it, you don't want us to give away anything, maybe you should say goodnight. Because we're just going to talk about this really quick because I want your opinion on it.
John Candy dies in 1994. Spoiler alert.
At what was he, 43?
Yeah, 42. It's crazy. Crazy to think.
I remember Macaulay Culkin said it best on the thing. He goes, "It's crazy to think that I'm sitting here and I'm a year older than John Candy was when he passed away."
Oh, so
It's incredible.
It would have been a year then.
No, I want to say Candy was 43. I thought he was 43. Maybe I'm wrong.
John Candy, he was 44.
Okay.
Oh no, 43. Yeah, 43.
43.
He didn't turn 44.
So
but Culkin's older than that.
He's old. That's just what he said. He's a year older. Macaulay Culkin's my age. He's born 1980. But I guess when they filmed it, he's like, it's crazy to think that I'm a year older than John Candy was at this age. He goes, I met him when I was 8 years old, and he goes, I never saw him again, but I always thought I would eventually run into him again.
Right.
And I never had the chance. So, I mean, you think about it. I mean, he was 14 when he died.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy to think. The part that bothered me was I felt like they rushed. I felt like they took their time at the beginning, and then they started just rushing through the end of
his career. Yeah.
It rushed through the ending part. I thought there were a few movies that he did that were good. I made him sound like every movie he did
At the
from
end,
here on out were bombs.
they weren't.
I mean,
Delirious.
He did a movie, and you probably didn't like it, but I thought it was decent. And obviously, I'm a movie historian. I mean, he did a movie with Maureen O'Hara, brought her out of retirement, and they didn't tell this story, which I think they didn't do it justice, and they knew how great he was. But John Candy did a movie with Maureen O'Hara, and if you don't know who Maureen O'Hara was, she was the leading woman in Miracle on 34th Street. She had been retired at that point for years.
Okay.
She came out of retirement for this role, and they in the budget didn't have in the budget for her to have her own trailer. John Candy gave Maureen O'Hara, said, no, that's not the way it works. She's a legend. She's an icon. She's getting my trailer. And he kind of coaxed them into giving them both a trailer. That should have been mentioned. Because all they said was, well, he was doing people favors at the end of the show with Delirious and Harry Crumb. And,
he's got a lot of uncredited roles at the end of his
right.
career.
He was in Rookie of the Year. But,
Yep.
I mean, Cool Runnings, as kids, I thought that was a good movie.
That was terrible.
You didn't think that movie was good when you were 13 years old. You didn't think that was a good movie.
It was a big movie. We had the Jamaican bobsled team. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's the only thing I can tell you.
It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad movie. I didn't think Nothing with Trouble was awful.
Terrible. Oh God, it was so bad. It was so bad. And he's in Only the Lonely was another.
That's the movie. That's the movie with Maureen O'Hara.
Yeah, it was terrible. Delirious.
I like that. I like that movie.
His role in JFK was excellent.
Right, he was good in that. Well, you don't like romantic comedy, so if you don't like romantic comedies, you're not gonna like that movie. Only the Lonely was a funny movie. It was serious. He had a serious dialogue.
Harry Crumb was terrible.
That was a terrible movie. Delirious was a terrible movie.
It's funny because Plane, Trains, and Automobiles is clearly like that's your John Candy movie.
100%.
Yeah,
And Uncle Buck.
Great Outdoors.
And Uncle Buck.
Great Outdoors for me that's my favorite John Candy movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I clung like as a kid. If that movie was on,
right, which is a good movie.
Yeah,
which is a good movie.
Great Outdoors has always been my, that's been.
But I mean,
more than Uncle Buck, more than anything
else. He did say that he just started doing favors for people, opposed to getting roles, and they did say that you can't be nice in this industry because it eats you alive. And that's essentially what happened.
Well, think
And
about it. He does Uncle Buck in 89. He's not right. So there's no other movie where he's even close to the leading guy anymore.
No.
He's the leading guy of Uncle Buck. He's the leading guy of Harry Crumb. He's the leading guy of Great Outdoors. He shares the bill with Steve Martin in Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. And then he goes backwards. Nothing But Trouble. He's not the leading guy in it. He's in it.
He did have 2 roles in it.
He's got 2 scenes in Home Alone.
Right. And they talked about that movie. They talked about that movie as if he was in it for the whole movie.
Right.
And I know why, because Maureen O'Hara did his eulogy, and Macaulay Culkin was in it. I get it. But
Delirious was terrible, and that was the last time he was really given a chance.
I don't think Only the Lonely was a bad movie.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I don't know what kind. I don't know what
It's
kind
not
of
up there with any of the.
No. It wasn't. I mean, of all the movies, they didn't even mention it.
His weight was why they didn't give him another chance at the leader. He bombed. Like once he bombed, that's it.
What movie did they consider was a bomb? Harry Crumb, Delirious.
Harry Crumb was a major bomb.
Yeah,
and he still got Uncle Buck after. Like he kind of saved himself with Uncle Buck.
I thought Harry Crumb was after Uncle Buck. They made it sound like Uncle Buck was
same
after.
Year. They're both 89.
Okay.
They list Harry Crumb before Uncle Buck. So maybe they both came out similar time.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a cameo in Home Alone. It's Nothing But Trouble, where he's not a cameo, but very small role.
He was in Career Opportunities. He had a small role in that.
Small
like I said, he started doing.
Which I thought it was good.
He was just popping up in these random movies, in like these cameo spots.
So were they thinking? Like I said, it's funny. He's in Rookie of the Year. He's uncredited for it.
Right.
But was his line of thought thinking, I'm going to be like, what Bob Uecker was for Major League? Like, do I have a chance to endear myself to the crowd again that way?
He was funny in that movie.
Yeah.
He was good in that movie.
But then that was it. Wagons East and Canadian Bacon were both
those were awful. They were awful.
They were terrible.
I didn't even see Canadian Bacon. Did you?
Yeah.
It was
awful. I saw it 20 years.
I don't have the heart to watch it. I don't have the heart to watch it. I heard it was so bad that I just didn't. Yeah. I'm not remembering it for this crappy movie.
Right.
And Wagons East, but believe it or not, I think Canadian Bacon came out after Wagons East, but it was filmed first.
Yes.
I don't know.
Which happens.
But they did say in the documentary that he lost 70 pounds. He lost 70 pounds, and they said, "Don't lose any more weight. Don't lose any more weight."
Right.
I mean, to be fair, look what happened to Newman. Look what happened to Newman from Seinfeld. You don't see him in anything anymore. I'm not I'm not saying that. The guy from Mike and Molly's having a hard time getting gigs now. That's what happens. You have a certain look. Now that look's gone. Now what?
Now John Candy's uber talented compared to the other 2 people
He's always been robust though. In every movie, he was always big. In some.
Well, I'm saying his talent
correct
supersedes it, and that's what allowed him to still break through despite his looks.
Were you surprised Chevy Chase wasn't in the documentary?
Why would he be?
Well, he was in National Lampoon.
Again, another cameo.
Yeah, but that was the beginning, though. Bill Murray. Apparently this whole thing was held up because of Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. Bill Murray. After Stripes, they didn't really cross paths together.
No, but that's how he got his start. They started together with SCTV.
I know that, but he didn't really talk that much. I thought Aykroyd made more sense because he did more with Aykroyd.
Right.
And the crazy part, and the crazy part with Nothing But Trouble was
the cast. What do you mean held it up?
So Ryan Reynolds did an interview, and they said that it took time to nail down Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. That's what held the documentary up.
They're so busy.
Apparently.
you retired people, and how busy you are.
Well, listen. It's the way it is, but I thought it was good. I thought it was tastefully done.
Yeah.
I was very sad at the end of it. I thought it was amazing that the freeway was closed down for his funeral. That only two other people
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
I don't remember.
history.
I didn't remember.
I didn't
that.
know that either. I mean, think about it, Sean. We were very, very young when he died.
I was there. Yeah,
Very young. You were 13. I was 14. I mean, he's all we knew. I mean, we grew up with him. Like our childhood, and even Camp Candy. You watched that as a kid, right?
I watched Camp Candy.
So they did ridicule that a little bit too. They got on him for that. But he did. He started to do a lot of things that, took him out of that mainstream market.
Right.
Because he was a people pleaser. And like they said, that doesn't work well in the Hollywood world.
Right.
So it's a shame, but it was good. I enjoyed it. So that was it. So how many games we have coming up, and what do we think? So we'll end with that.
4-0.
4-0. They have 4 games?
I have no idea.
I know they got San Jose tomorrow, then Seattle Saturday. They go on a road trip, right?
So it's San Jose tomorrow night. Then they get another couple of days off. On the 26th, they're in Calgary. 28th, Vancouver. 30th, Edmonton. November 1st, Seattle.
So they're going to play Edmonton twice in the first 11 games of the season.
Good. Get them before they get hot.
Unbelievable.
Wouldn't you rather that?
I just think I just don't get the scheduling, but that's just me. Anyway.
So today's the 22nd, right? So by the next time we'll have 4 games. Yeah, we'll have 4 games before next Wednesday.
I'll be realistic. I'll say 2-2. I'll say 2-2.
We go 2-1-1.
Okay. Fair. Not going 4-0. You don't like the 4-0. That Sean McCaff ruined the 4-0 thing for you. The 4-0 thing.
West Coast trips are not easy. It's not an easy trip. Never is.
Didn't they sweep it?
Yeah.
Was it last year or the year before? Last year, right?
But I never expect it.
Right.
I love it because the games are way after my daughter goes to bed. So
right.
I get to watch every second of the games.
Nice.
I'm supposed to be going tomorrow. We'll see if those plans go through.
Okay.
But I expect to beat San Jose. It'd be nice if they could fucking take care of Calgary as they should. Mm-hmm. Vancouver's reeling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton's going to want revenge on their home ice.
Revenge? They won the last time.
I know, but they probably feel like, they probably feel it cheated because they only got 1 goal.
Sure. All right. See what happens.
All right. Isn't that what you would put on your in the locker room?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
These guys outplayed us. Watch the tape. They outplayed
100%. 100%.
Let's show them who we are.
And we owe Stuart Skinner a beating, so that'd be nice to knock the shit out of him one game.
Yeah, you just want my fantasy team to suffer.
Is he on your fantasy team? I
Jake Allen's available if you need a goalie.
He wasn't available the other day.
Damn right he wasn't. I picked him up.
Oh, you're the one that picked him up? You fucking asshole. He was day to day when I looked at him the last time, and that's why I didn't pick him up. Because I wasn't sure how long he was going to be out for. When I looked at him to pick him up, he was day to day. So that's why I didn't pick him up. My team stinks.
Takes a year.
Yeah, I'm not even worrying about it this year.
Your team's young. You'll get guys that'll, you'll get a couple guys.
I'm not worried about it this year. I'm taking it in stride because I didn't know. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
But this was good. I had a good time.
Yep. All right, guys. We will talk to you next week. Hopefully, with at least a 500 or better record.
That'd be nice.
And some goals.
Yes, that'd be even better.
West Coast goals.
Nice.
All right, guys. Later.
Later.